Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan with 3 updates that I think are important to keep you up to date on what's going on in the space. The first one is about Bakkt. It is, in my opinion, going to be one of the biggest news stories of 2019. Why? Because this is a platform that will allow consumers and institutions to seamlessly buy, sell, store, and spend digital assets. But the most important thing is these are cash settled. This is done in US dollar and physically delivered. This isn't just an ETF that is going to be a financial instrument that allows people to basically bet on price. No, this is actually going to purchase the digital asset and, more importantly, offers the custodial solution. So don't underestimate the fact that a lot of people have not gotten into this space because of the warehouse solution, if you will, has not really come to light. And in this case, it's being launched by the owners of the New York Stock Exchange, which in itself gives the whole entire cryptocurrency complete validation, in my opinion, for the investment community, big or small. It's being called a moonshot bet. That's what was announced in the Q4 results from Mr. Sprecher, and he was able to raise a massive amount of investment, $182 million. He and his wife were able to attract investors like Starbucks, Microsoft, Boston Consulting Group. And of course, they are going to do some additional rounds of funding as well. So we have learned the current burn rate is somewhere between 20 and 25 million for Q1. And I'm not sure when they will be completely ready to launch, because this is the story that came out today, that they have made an acquisition, and that acquisition is the Rosenthal Collins Group, and it allows them to actually power up in terms of people power for the imminent launch. And in order to increase their staff, that is why they decided to purchase this group. And the group is basically full of people who are expert in the brokerage businesses. They are out of Chicago, and they have institutional grade services like trade execution, risk management, market commentary, and other services. The company was founded back in 1923. There are also 10 other positions still open that they are trying to fill. That is within the engineering, finance, and sales positions as well. So they're not quite ready, but they're getting very close. All right, Transferwise. It was back in November when I heard an interview by the CEO, and he made a statement that he wasn't currently interested in blockchain technology, especially Ripple, until more banks were using the technology. And he was really looking down on Ripple itself. And I just got a kind of one of those salty feels when I watched that. Well, I learned today that the CEO of Transferwise is resigning. So he bids farewell to the Asia Pacific expansion. They are actually out of London, and they're quite a company. They started in 2011. They have over 750 currencies. They are, of course, doing about 8 million in net profit on 151 million in sales. They have 4 million customers, and they transfer about 4 billion a month. And as a private company, they have 1,000 employees, and they were able to get this company off the ground with about 117 million in funding. So it is really a big company. And I want to say to Ripple, now is your time to go back and talk to this company. All right, let it be clear. A year ago, we heard from the executive chairman of Earthport that Ripple and Earthport were working to deliver real solutions today. not in the future. And RippleNet and Earthport Hub connected and can deliver payments to any bank account in 67 countries. So that came in a tweet by Mr. Hank Uberoy. And I want to tell you what's happening now with Earthport. So just to go back a little bit, on December 27th, we all thought a deal was done when we saw the headlines that Visa inks deal to buy the UK-based Earthport for $250 million. But soon after that, we learned on January 25th that Mastercard actually trumped that Visa bid and came with a bigger offer. And now on Friday, Visa raised its offer to take Earthport in $320 million to top that Mastercard bid. So it's a real tug of war, and it's quite interesting. So when we take a look at some of the announcements, Earthport shares have risen with this takeover tug of war for the cross-border payments company. And the Mastercard said that it will consider its options now and urged Earthport shareholders to take no action over this latest Visa bid. And the Earthport shares have risen sixfold in the last 3 months as the American card giant has been battled over in this space. So it's quite interesting. And when we look at the actual public documents, we can see here that it's under a rule 8.5, which is a takeover code. And I was kind of curious. In addition, you can see that Goldman Sachs is really the one that is getting in the middle of the deal with Visa. And if we take a look at that takeover code 8, you can see here it provides an orderly framework within a takeover when it's conducted. And it's designed to ensure that the shareholders are treated fairly and not denied the opportunity to decide on the merits of the takeover and are afforded equivalent treatment by an offerer. So I think that is good. I think Visa is trying to not do a hostile takeover. They are just serious when they want to be in the position to take Earthport over, and they are giving those shareholders a fair voice, if you will, in this negotiation. All right, so I'm jumping to the fluff because at the end of this month, I'm going to go to Okinawa. Okinawa is kind of the Hawaii of Japan. There's one place in particular I really want to visit, and that is their Makishi Public Market, because there are so many foods that I can't get in Tokyo. Can you believe that? We brag, you can get anything in Tokyo, but there are some things that you can't get in Tokyo, and some of which are the tropical fish. And also, I just can't wait to show you what I'm going to be really searching out. But this is really in their fish market that sells a variety of fish that you don't see here in Tokyo. And then on the second floor, if you want, you can take what you've purchased and bring it to one of the many restaurants. I think there's 10 of them on the second floor who will actually cook what you buy. And that sounds interesting, but this is what I'm going for. Sorry, not this one. I just thought this was a great picture. I am going for this. In English, it's called a Chinese sea snake. In Japanese, it is called irabu. And it is a delicacy. And yes, it's a sea snake soup. And I think it doesn't look so appetizing, but I hear that it's very good. There is one thing that moving to Japan has done, and that is my fear of trying new foods is totally gone. And now I look at every opportunity to taste something I've never tasted before as a real exciting experience in my life. And these are some of the snakes. They are dried and smoked, and they turn kind of an unappetizing color, but I am just sure that it wouldn't be such a delicacy for hundreds and hundreds of years if it didn't taste good. So I am going to try this irabu soup when I go to Okinawa, and I will be sure to let you know how it goes. So my biggest point in this fluff story is when you do come to Japan, don't be squeamish. Try everything. You will surprise yourself at how some of the things you thought you would never eat taste so good. All right, everybody, that's all I have for you today. Sayonara for now. Take care. Bye-bye.